సో వాట్సాప్ లెజెండ్స్ వెల్కమ్ టు మై ఛానల్ అండ్ ఈరోజు మనం ఇంకా స్టార్ రైల్ వర్జన్ 1.3 లైవ్ స్ట్రీమ్ వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నాం. యా 5 PM ఇప్పుడే ఆగస్ట్ 18th 5 PM ఓవర్ 9 minutes టు గో. అంతసేపు catching minds. Catching minds లేదు. అంతే catching minds. హెచ్ఎస్ఆర్కి కూడా సపరేట్ ఉంది. Kafka quick guide. Shall the ways of 5-star character I will ఇదంతా మనకు వద్దులే అని. ఓకే గుడ్. Patience is all you need. Okay, అదా good night sleep. Good night sleep well is marginally better than okay is best 4-star but requires other units to maintain 3 stacks. Other units అంటే teammates కావాలి mostly. Fermata competes with other options at S5 except good night sleep well. Okay, attack body speed boots electro. Okay. Attack rope. Okay, substats effective hit rate. Okay, effective hit rate 28% అంటుండేడు. ఎలక్ట్రో అండ్ ఎఫెక్టివ్ హిట్ రేట్ కూడా ఇవ్వచ్చు. నేను ఇది పోతా ప్లానెటరీ ఆర్నమెంట్స్ వచ్చేసి అటాక్కి పోతా. నేను గుడ్ నైట్ స్లీప్ వెల్ యూజ్ చేస్తే 2 లైక్ డిఓటీస్ చేసేటోళ్ళు ఉండాలి. 2 డిఓటీస్ సంపు అండ్ లూకా. ఈడొచ్చేసి అక్కడ సెర్వాల్ ఒకటే డిఓటీ ఉంటుంది. ఇద్దరిది కలిపి షాక్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి సెర్వాల్ కాకపోతే ఇంకెవరు వస్తారు డిఓటీ అప్లై చేసేటోళ్ళు. ఆస్తా బర్న్ అప్లై చేస్తుంది. ఇంక్రీజింగ్ కెఫ్కాస్ పర్సనల్ డ్యామేజ్. ఆస్తాన్ డెవలప్ చేయొచ్చు. టు బి ఫ్రాంక్ ఆస్తాన్ డెవలప్ చేయొచ్చు. లూకా లేడుగా మన కాడ. సో అట్లా ఎబిలిటీ ప్రయారిటీ ఫస్ట్ టెక్నిక్ స్కిల్ అనుకుంటే ఇది బేస్ అటాక్. యా అల్టిమేట్ స్కిల్ టాలెంట్ మెయిన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. యశ్వం బ్రో నమస్తే, వెల్కమ్ టు ది స్ట్రీమ్. ఐడిలియన్స్ మనకు సంబంధం లేదు. ఎఫ్కాస్ బెస్ట్ ఇన్ స్లాట్ ప్లానెటరీ ఆర్నమెంట్ సెట్. ఇఫ్ ఎట్ ఈవన్ ఉంటే ఇది ఓకే ఎఫెక్టివ్ హిట్ రేట్ ఇస్తే అయిపోతుంది. ఈవన్ ఉంటే ఈవన్, లేకపోతే లైట్. గాట్ ఇట్. సో ఇదన్నమాట కెఫ్కా బిల్డ్ వచ్చేసి. 3 డిఓటీస్ అప్లై చేసేటోళ్ళు ఉంటే గుడ్ నైట్ స్లీప్ వెల్ యూజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓన్లీ 3 కన్నా 2 ఉంటే డిఓటీస్ ఫెర్మేటా. అటాక్ ఉండాలి ఎక్కువ. తర్వాత తెలుసుకుందాం మిగతా వాటి గురించి. ఇది 720p ఏసీ టు గ్రైండింగ్ చేస్తున్నా. నైస్. ఇది మంచిగా కనిపిస్తుందా? ఇంకా 4 minutes దాకా ఇదే మ్యూజిక్ వస్తుంది. యా టీమ్స్ బై ఇది కావాలి. సోలో క్యారీ ఈజ్ ఫంక్షనల్ ది సేమ్ యాజ్ హైపర్ క్యారీ బట్ వితౌట్ క్రిట్. దిస్ ఇస్ ఓకే. ట్రిపుల్ క్యారీ అయింది. యా నాకు ఈ టీం కావాలి ట్రిపుల్ క్యారీ. లూకా గాని ప్లేస్లో నేను ఆమెను పెట్టుకుంటా. ఆమె బర్న్ అప్లై చేస్తే ఆస్తాను పెట్టుకుంటా. కాకపోతే ఈడే యూజ్ అవుతాడు. ఈడుంటేనే ఈ టీం నడుస్తుంది, లేదంటే నడవదు. లూషాగాడు ఉంటేనే టీం నడుస్తుంది. సో నా దగ్గర ఉంది కాబట్టి నేను యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, నా దగ్గర ఉంది కాబట్టి. లూషా ఇంకొక టీంకి నటాషా హీలర్ లెక్క పెట్టుకుంటే యూజ్ అవుతుంది అంతే. ట్రిపుల్ క్యారీ ఎఫ్కా టీమ్ యూజెస్ 2 additional DOT carriers. Additional DOT carriers forging any kind of support units. As of version 1.2 there are still very limited number of DOT units. అదే నెక్స్ట్ ఒక 4-star హెలిటీ ఫైర్ క్యారెక్టర్ ఉంది. ఆమె ఏం చేస్తా చూడాలి, దాంతో డిసైడ్ కావచ్చు టీం. ప్రజెంట్ ఇది యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఇది డ్యూయల్ క్యారీ కిందకి వస్తుంది. ఓకే, ఆస్తా ఉంటే డ్యూయల్ క్యారీ కిందకి వస్తుంది. హిమికో ఉంటే బట్ సరిగ్గా అప్లై చేయదామే బర్న్. అదే మెయిన్ ప్రాబ్లం. డ్యూయల్ క్యారీలో ఇది కూడా వస్తుంది F2. ఏంది భయ్యా? స్ట్రాంగ్ ఇమేజినరీ speed substat as so long as you increase the speed cost. More attack is never a bad thing, though this has a lower priority compared to speed. And attack ఎట్లా ఇచ్చినా స్పీడ్. ఈ వెబ్సైట్ చూసుకోరు బై. ఇది కొన్నే ఉన్నాయి క్యారెక్టర్స్ అయితే ఇలా గైడ్కి. స్టార్ రైల్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ కొన్నే ఉన్నాయి. ఈ 4 క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఇప్పుడు.
It's fortunate I could make it. My divination results predicted you making a fool of yourself. The show is about to start. Make sure you remember these words. You wouldn't want to tarnish the Xianzhou's reputation now, would you?
No, Master Diviner.
After me. Fulgurant Leap.
Fulgurant Leap.
Epical Spectrum.
Apical Spectrum.
Aurum Alley's Hustle and Bustle.
Aurum Alley's Hustle and Bustle.
The Swarm Disaster.
The Swarm Disaster.
Audience.
Audience.
Not bad. Make sure you recite them a few more times.
Master Diviner.
What is it now?
How do you say this one?
High Cloud Quintet.
బాగుంది క్యూట్గా.
We honor those who have passed on. We place items of the dead onto star skiffs and send them out to sail between the stars, to shine brightly among them.
Before you leave, please make time to recuperate. I must attend to some Cloud Knight matters. Farewell for now. All things in this world have been lost.
You know that I'm a descendant of the Lord Fu Vidyadhara. You witnessed my secret strength, as March would call it.
As you can see, we added a few things to this simulated universe. Stephen Lloyd thinks this is a big achievement. We call it Simulated Universe. The Swarm Disaster.
బాగుంది. ఓకే, రీడింగ్ కోడ్. అరే, నేను ఈ అకౌంట్లో రైట్.
And whether or not your world has a day-night cycle, good morning, good afternoon, and you know the rest. Welcome to the version 1.3 Celestial Eyes Above Mortal Ruins special program. As always, your good buddy Albert's here to bring you all the latest intel on the upcoming version.
Albert.
Today, our three special guests are...
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Wiedenheft and I voice Fu Xuan.
What's up, guys? I'm Angelika Napanani, and I voice Sushang.
Hey Trailblazers, I'm Nicholas Leung, and I voice Dan Hung.
Welcome, welcome, and welcome again. I gotta say, that trailer was loaded with details on the new version. Sarah, anything stand out for you?
Well, I'm always
Fu
excited
Shan.
for story updates, but that last segment caught my eye too. The swarm disaster? Was that it? It looked pretty intense.
I know. Did Herta upgrade the simulated universe again? You know, my
కొత్త
Trailblazer
రివార్డ్స్ ఇస్తే
senses are
బాగుంటుంది ఇంకా.
tingling.
The
Jainam
simulated
be reporting.
universe will be getting some significant updates in version 1.3, but that's for later in the program. First, let's take a look at the new characters joining the war. First on the list,
Cushion.
and finally revealing his true power. We
డాన్ హంగర్
have
ఫేజ్ 1.
Don Hung, Imbibiter Lunae.
అచ్చా, నేను నువ్వే అట్లా ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ చేసుకున్నావు అనుకున్నా బ్రో.
Whoa, okay. So March
That's
wasn't
very
bluffing.
destruction.
Don Hung does have secret strength. But why would he suddenly reveal it after hiding it for so long?
Let's not forget he did get impaled. Yeah, I think if he'd kept it under wraps any longer, he
Dan
might have
Hung-
had trouble staying alive.
Bibitor. Looney.
You know, desperate times, desperate measures.
Okay, it makes sense, but why the secrecy up till then?
Well, to answer that question, we gotta talk about Don Hung's previous incarnation, Don Feng, a member of the High Cloud Quintet.
That's right. I'm sure Trailblazers will have noticed that certain characters in the story have been referring to Dan Heng as Imbibitor Lunae. But Imbibitor Lunae is actually a title handed down as part of the Law Fu Vidyadhara High Elder succession. The person they're referring to here isn't Dan Heng, but Dan Feng. Dan Feng was once the Law Fu Vidyadhara High Elder. He achieved great deeds for the Xianzhou in wartime, but ultimately committed an unforgivable sin.
Wait, but if Don Hung's still alive, then Don Feng's sin can't have been that unforgivable, right?
I think someone pulled a few strings. There's only one guy in the Law Fu who'd risk the Xianzhou's reputation like that. Jing Yuan.
Is that what a little bird told you, Albert? I never knew owls were so gossipy.
Oh, no. Jing Yuan's not to blame this time. The head of the Xianzhou Vidyadhara, the High Elder, possesses the power to transform into a dragon. The method of entrusting this power to the next head is a closely guarded secret, and the responsibility of each High Elder. We don't know the full story, but Dan Feng misused this method and sparked a terrible calamity. As a result, the Vidyadhara grew to hate Dan Feng, but executing him would have brought an end to the High Elder succession. They decided to use an exuviation charm, forcing him to reincarnate. Which is why Dan Heng is alive and well today.
The world of the Vidyadhara is complicated.
But why would Don Feng cause so much trouble? I suspect there are a few more secrets waiting for us down the line.
Ah, the allure of the unknown. But fear not, Trailblazers. A banquet of delicious secrets awaits you.
ఏమో భయ్యా
Now,
ఇందేం అర్థమైతలే డాన్ హంగ్ డాన్ ఫంగ్ ఈ నెబ్యూటార్లోని
battlefield.
As an imaginary type character following the path of destruction, Dan Heng, Imbibitor Lunae's specialty, is consuming multiple skill points to trigger an array of
డాన్
powerful
హంగ్ ఆ డ్రాగన్ ని
abilities.
టచ్
Tapping the
చేస్తున్నాడా
skill button
ఎస్
enhances the effects of Imbibitor Lunae's basic attack, Beneficent Lotus, up to 3 times in succession.
Three
Depending
skill
on the
points
number of
consume అవుతున్నాయి.
enhancements, Beneficent Lotus becomes Transcendence, Divine Spear, and Fulgurant Leap, respectively.
ఈ స్కిల్ పాయింట్స్
Its per action
కన్జ్యూమ్
and
అవుతున్నాయి
damage
భయ్
dealt
మింగినట్టే
increase with each enhancement.
ఇది
Additionally, single target damage is replaced with multiple target damage in both Divine Spear and Fulgurant Leap.
And Imbibitor
నార్మల్
Lunae's
అటాక్ ని
talent
ఎన్హాన్స్
strikes
చేస్తే
his heart.
స్కిల్ పాయింట్స్ కన్జ్యూమ్
Amplifies the
అవుతున్నాయి
damage he deals as the number of hits per action in the current turn increases.
Sounds like skill point management is gonna be pretty important for Imbibitor Lunae's allies.
Hold that thought. When using his ultimate, Imbibitor Lunae deals imaginary damage to a single target and adjacent enemies, while also receiving a set amount of Squama Sacrosancta. Squama Sacrosancta can be used to offset Imbibitor Lunae's skill point consumption.
Man, Secret Strength Don Hung is kind of a one-man band.
But that's not all. Imbibitor Lunae's technique, Heaven Quelling Prismadraken, allows him to enter a leaping dragon state for a set time. In this state, using an attack causes Imbibitor Lunae to lunge forwards a set distance and strike all enemies he comes into contact with. Entering battle in this way allows Imbibitor Lunae to acquire a set amount of Squama Sacrosancta.
ఏంది భయ్యా
Such is the frightful power
3
of
to
the
4
High
టర్న్స్
Elder.
వరకు అంటే అదే ఇక
Now that we've introduced Secret Strength Don Hung,
ఫస్ట్
let's move
యూజ్
on
చేస్తే
to an old friend
పాయింట్స్
of
మళ్ళీ
ours.
బ్యాక్ వస్తున్నట్టున్నాయి
Master Diviner, Lady Fushuan.
రైట్ టీమ్ అది కావాలి మనకి ఇప్పుడు నేను సైలెంట్ ఉంటా క్లియర్గా వినర్రి
Her first encounter with the Trailblazers was
ఫస్ట్
pretty impressive.
మల్టీ టార్గెట్ అయితే
From
సెట్
high
ఉంటుంది ఇంకా
above, amid a hail of bullets came the words.
Your every move has been foreseen.
By the Omnisia!
Okay, you gotta admit, her bullet deflection game is on point. But I wonder, how'd she fare against a Star Knot, though?
Oh, yeah, I can't see her swatting one of those out of the sky.
Fu Xuan might have something to say about that.
Oh, okay.
Our hexagrammatic position is fluctuating between the earth and water trigrams. What do we have to fear? Let us counter this menace directly with the might of the Xianzhou.
Oh,
Aguru
Sushang
bhaiya, kittu mottam
translation.
చూసినాక
Hexagram says
మాట్లాడతా.
let's do this.
You know, I think the Divination Commission would benefit from having Sushang as a translator.
Yes.
The omniscia on Fu Xuan's forehead is a mysterious instrument that allows her to calculate her every move in advance. However, the immortal bodies of the Xianzhou natives exhibit adverse reactions to external augmentation. While the omniscia may grant her incredible computational abilities, it also causes her pain and exhaustion.
Well, with great power, you know the rest.
That explains Fu
మొత్తం
Xuan's
dialogue చెప్తా
reliance on
అనుకున్నా.
bubble tea then, huh? I heard she drinks like 10 cups of Immortal's Delight a day.
No.
Hey, that sounds like gossip to me. What if Immortal's Delight is just heckin' delicious?
I suspect it is, though I'm sure the sugar helps.
Running the Divination Commission and divining the fortunes of the Xianzhou, it's an exhausting gig.
Alright, Anjali's right. No more bubble tea gossip. By way of apology, how about I treat everyone to 10 cups of Immortal's Delight after the show?
Yes! Now we're talking.
Let's talk about bubble tea there. It's time to take a look at how the Master Diviner showcases her abilities on the battlefield. Fu Xuan is a quantum-type character, following the path of preservation. But where other path of preservation characters mainly use shields for defense, Fu Xuan takes a different road.
Precisely. After using her skill, Fu Xuan activates the Matrix of Prescience, which lasts for a set number of turns. This allows Fu Xuan to absorb some of that damage for her allies. When the Matrix of Prescience is active, it grants the knowledge effect to the entire team, increasing characters' max HP and crit rate. Fu Xuan's talent offers a variety of effects. Firstly, Fu Xuan can provide a permanent misfortune avoidance state, reducing the damage taken by the entire team. Secondly, when Fu Xuan's HP drops below a set percentage, she recovers a set percentage of HP.
POV, you're Fu Xuan's enemy. Why are my attacks healing her?
That's not all. Fu Xuan's ultimate deals quantum damage to all enemies, but it also increases the frequency of her talent's HP restoration effect. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, Fu Xuan's technique can grant a barrier for the whole team that lasts for a set duration. During exploration, the barrier blocks all enemy attacks, thereby preventing battles that would otherwise have triggered in this way. Her technique also activates the Matrix of Prescience automatically at the start of the next battle.
That's our Master Diviner. Reliable and determined. No wonder she's got her sights set on the generalship. See, her style is very different to Jing Yuen's.
ఈ సెట్
But
ఉంది
being
బై
a defensive
క్యారెక్టర్
backbone for her team is
క్రికెట్
equally
ఇస్తుందంట.
respectable.
హీల్ ఒక్కటి చేస్తే బాగుంది ఇక
Won't find
మిగతా
her
వాళ్ళకి.
gardening or playing chess on the job either.
Well, I didn't say it.
We're moving swiftly on to our final character.
క్రికెట్ ఇస్తుందంట. డిమినిషింగ్
It's
రిటర్న్స్
time we
రాకుండా
introduce
సీలిని
the
గట్టిగా బిల్డ్
young
చేయాలి ఇక.
girl from Bellaba, Lynx Landau.
Let's go.
లింక్స్ హీలర్.
Surname ring a bell? You got it. She's the younger sister of Serval and Japard Landau.
You know, is it just me, or should everyone in the overworld be taking tips from Lynx? She's the only person I've seen who's dressed for the Eternal Freeze. Like, are the majority of Belabagians frost-resistant or something?
I think those geomarrow heaters keep the temperature relatively comfortable within the
మంచి
confines of the
రిలేషన్షిప్.
city.
Oh, so Lynx's winter gear is for venturing outside the
షీ ఇస్
city,
థర్డ్
right?
క్వాంటమ్ 5-star
You
క్యారెక్టర్.
got it. Lynx has always been drawn to the horizon. The centuries-old records of Jarilo VI's vibrant past, the beautiful auroras described by her teachers, the heroic tales of the Landau family.
పొజిషన్
All of it
పక్కా నేను
pertains to
ఫ్యాన్
the
హంగ్ వద్దు
world
నాకు.
beyond the city walls.
ఆడెంత మంచిగా ఉన్నా
What the
సరే పొజిషన్
Belabagians
పక్కా.
call the snow plains. Compared with her sister's enthusiasm and her
intense.
brother's seriousness, Lynx is
చూద్దాం
somewhat
కిట్టు చూద్దాం.
introverted and comfortable with solitude. She often ventures out alone into the perilous snow plains, which has allowed her to hone her wilderness survival skills.
She's gonna be the world's smallest survival expert.
Now, she may be small, but she packs a punch. Let's dive right in and see just how powerful this Snow Plains Explorer really is.
Yeah, Lynx is a quantum type character following the path of abundance who provides a variety of healing for her team. Her skill can restore HP to a single ally and grant them survival response for a set number of turns, boosting their max HP. If an ally with survival response follows the paths of destruction or preservation, the likelihood of them being targeted by enemy attacks increases.
Increased enemy aggression? Guess they're not fans of whatever's in that tin. Can't say that I blame them.
My, that looks like fermented
పాపం
herring?
చెప్పాడు గాడు.
Oh, it's my favorite. You guys want to try some?
No, I'm good.
No. Can you forget about the contents of the tin? This is a useful ability.
I'll say this. Directing enemy aggression towards characters who can take a
అలా
hit
మినిమం
is
ఉంటది
kinda genius.
కరెక్ట్ బిల్డ్ చేసుకుంటే.
Does she have any edible tricks up her sleeve?
This one looks safe for consumption. Lynx's ultimate restores health too and dispels one debuff from each ally.
That thing's
ఓ
huge.
సెట్
I
మగుడ.
know. Yo, talk about a hard pill to swallow, huh?
Yeah.
Anyone? Sarah? Sarah? No? Anjali?
See, I'm just wondering how she even fits it in her backpack.
Sometimes big things come in small packages. You know, I forgot to mention Lynx's
సిలీ సిలరు
talent. It
ఫూషన్
can
లింక్స్
grant a continuous
కాదు.
healing effect to
Links
targets of
కాదు.
her skill and ultimate for a set number of turns. This effect will
ఈమా.
further restore a set amount of HP
Pink
to
shoe.
characters with survival
క్వింగ్ షూ
response.
క్వింగ్ షూ.
Similarly, her technique can also grant a continuous healing effect for a set number of turns, but
Grant a
to
links.
the entire team. Talk about being a reliable healer.
That's our little Snow Plains Explorer. We can all breathe a little easier with her on the team. Well, that concludes our new character introductions. Next up, let's take a look at the brand new 5-star light cones coming to the warp in version
ఇది ఇప్పుడు.
1.3. To get us started, how about a path of destruction light cone, brighter than the sun?
Yeah.
Is there anything brighter than the sun?
If there is, we should tell Imbibitor Lunae about it. Someone needs some vitamin D.
Neutron.
Hey, come on. He's looking pretty good for a man suspended in chains. You know what I mean?
న్యూట్రాన్ స్టార్.
Fair point. Now, on to a path of preservation light cone.
యు ఆల్రెడీ
Poor
shut her
girl.
eyes.
Everything changed in an instant.
Thrown suddenly into an endless reliance on bubble tea.
Speaking of bubble tea, Albert, any chance we can fast track that offer? Yeah.
No. Now, during the first phase of version 1.3 in the character warp, Epical Spectrum, Trailblazers can
Bhai,
obtain the
March
limited
వచ్చింది
5-star
bhai.
character Don Hung and Imbibitor Lunae. And in the corresponding
March
light cone
ఒక్క
event warp,
ఒక్క
the
వస్తే
drop rate
అయిపోతుంది
of a
నాకు.
5-star light cone brighter than the sun will be boosted. During the second phase of version 1.3 in the character warp, foreseen, foreknown, foretold, Trailblazers can obtain the limited 5-star character Fushwin. Not to mention the 4-star character Lynx, who will also be joining the warp.
Yes.
During the corresponding light cone event warp, the drop rate of the 5-star light cone she already shut her eyes will be boosted.
అయిపోయింది ఈ సిక్స్.
And
ఒక్కటే
that's all
ఇక
she wrote
అది ఒక్కటి వస్తే
on light
అయిపోతుంది.
cones and warps. But don't leave just that now. More exciting updates are right around the corner.
హుక్ E6 అయిపోయింది. రైట్ కోడ్ టైం. హుక్ E6 అయిపోయింది. పిల్ల ఆల్మోస్ట్ E6. పుల్సే నాకు. BA 7NC HFA. టెన్షన్లో C6 గుర్తులేదు బ్రో, చాలా మందే ఉన్నారు.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Let's pick up where we left off. In the preceding story, and thanks to the collaborative
Phase 2
efforts of
fusion
Genuine
వచ్చేసి
and Don Hung, Phantilia was banished and the Ambrosial Arbor crisis was resolved. And yet, as the dust settles, easing the fears of the citizenry becomes a new priority.
Rightly so. Helping people get back to their old lives is a big part of rebuilding.
And more often than not, responding to a disaster is trickier than preventing one.
వద్దు.
In version 1.3, the Trailblaze mission
మార్చ్ కోసం
Optimus
ట్రై చేస్తాం.
Reformed,
మార్చ్
Long Road
అంతే.
Ahead will reveal a glimpse of the Xianzhou's recovery efforts. We'll also be seeing the likes of 4 new
Ooh.
companion missions.
Nice.
The Dragon Returns Home,
400
Total
gems.
Recall, Farther Than the Snow Plains,
It's Jades.
and Mohashle.
In The Dragon Returns Home, we find Don Hung in the turbulent wake of the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. He must face up to his past life and meet with the current Vidyadhara High Elder, Lady Bai Lu.
Meanwhile, in Total Recall,
Bai
March
Lu.
7th makes
Oh.
a big decision. Having witnessed the wonders of the Matrix of Prescience Ultima, she decides to ask Fu Xuan for the Matrix's help in rediscovering her past.
Farther Than the Snow Plains focuses on the youngest member of the Landau family. Lynx returns from an expedition with something troubling her, and her siblings, Serval and Japard, are at a loss to help. They decide to seek the assistance of none other
థింగ్స్
than
ఎప్పుడు
the
ఫస్ట్
Trailblazer.
సెకండ్.
And last but not least, Mohashle. Wildfire member and Fight Club reigning champion Luca has returned to Boulder Town. He wastes no time in inviting the Trailblazer and Zila to help him in completing a special bout of training.
Ooh, nice cinematic read there, Albert.
నీ
I
ఇష్టం
get
బ్రో,
goosebumps.
నీ ఇష్టం ఏ
Oh,
క్వశ్చన్
those names are
చేసేసాయి.
so intriguing. I feel like these missions will answer a lot of questions. Like, why is Bailu the current Vidyadhara High Elder? And is March 7th truly as many people suspect?
This is hardly the domain of unverified rumors. Ours is a serious program.
Serious? More like bubble tea gossip central.
Speaking of bubble tea, fine, I'll wait.
In our next segment, we'll be talking
Ah,
version
free.
1.3 events.
మా E4 అవుతుంది ఐ
Exalting
థింక్
Sanctum's
నాకు
Auramali
E4
was
or
once a
E5.
hub of commerce and crowds, but has
Think so.
gradually fallen into
You
obscurity over the last millennium. The blink of an eye for a long-life species. And now, as the IPC's corporate interference encroaches upon the Laofu, the people sense danger and are striving to breathe new life into old trades. In the Auramali's Hustle and Bustle event, Trailblazers are thrown right into the action with an opportunity to influence the Ali's ultimate fate.
Wait. What do we need to do exactly?
What shops of numerous sizes can be found in the newly reopened Auramali district? By
సేమ్
arranging
అది
cargo shipments and planning logistics routes, Trailblazers can
మ్యూజియం
accumulate
ఈవెంట్
funds.
లాగా.
These funds can be used to progressively revamp
Same.
the urban landscape of Auramali, helping it return to its former glory.
నైస్.
Achieving goals in this limited time
బాగుంది.
event, players can earn self-modeling resin, tracks of destiny, stellar jade, and 4-star character Sushan.
Nice.
Following this limited time event, Auramali will remain in the game as a permanent mode. This mode includes rewards such as the Auramali themed phone
Oi.
wallpaper, Ingenium Dreams.
What? That's something we haven't seen before?
That's
Nice.
right. Phone wallpapers are a new feature being added to version 1.3. Trailblazers can browse and replace their wallpapers using the in-game mobile menu.
So pretty.
Isn't it? All right, folks. It's time to talk about a big update to the
నైస్ నైస్
simulated
పర్మనెంట్
universe.
ఈవెంట్ అట బాగుంది.
Finally! I thought for a moment you
పూసానికి
might have
మొత్తం మొత్తం
accidentally
ఖాళీ
looked
చేస్తారు
it out.
పూసానికి.
The cheek! How could I, your humble living servant, make you wait?
I mean, we're still waiting on those bubble teas, so I'm just saying.
In any case, the update is the collaborative effort of 4 genius minds. They call it Simulated Universe, the Swarm Disaster. they completed a broad spectrum of structural renovations purely to investigate the fall of an eon.
The swarm disaster. Sounds like it might have something to do with, what is that eon's name again? Tazy something?
Taseranth, the eon of propagation.
That's the one.
Interesting. What motivated Herta and her team to research the Imperator Insectorum?
Ooh, I'll tell you. From the story so far, we've heard that the propagation once caused a major swarm, which spread throughout the universe. This eventually caught the attention of multiple eons who united to eradicate it. This event involved more eons than any other recorded event in history, which of course makes it an excellent research subject.
So that's how it is.
Mm-hmm. In order to delve into this complicated history, Herta and her team have developed various new methods of exploration. In Simulated Universe, the Swarm Disaster, the stage maps will appear in a format similar to a chessboard. Trailblazers will need to navigate through randomly generated domains and tackle a variety of challenges before making it to the deepest parts of the simulation.
I'm assuming these geniuses had more in mind than simply maneuvering around a grid.
Right you are. In order to simulate the experiences of different Pathstriders and resonate with the eons, a brilliant mind named Steven developed the audience die and communing device.
Oh, audience die? Oh, come on, Albert. That's not a nice thing to say to the audience.
Die as in singular for dice.
Okay.
It has to do with the eons bestowing random gifts upon Pathstriders. Before progressing each turn, use the communing device to roll the audience die. This will generate special effects for the current turn. These special effects might provide our team with powerful buffs, or alter the chessboard in some way, or even create further variables for subsequent actions. The chessboard and grids are superficial. The true intent of the geniuses is to delve into the mysteries of the eons. Each exploration will encompass 3 planes corresponding to Imperator Insectorum's emergence, expansion, and demise. Trailblazers will encounter simulated historical events during these phases.
I think
and
it permanent
different
కాదు ఇది.
responses will lead to different outcomes.
Think so.
But do these
Permanent అయితే ఎట్లా
simulations
చేస్తాడు
really
వీడు?
recreate the truth?
The official response is that due to the many historical unknowns, all potential outcomes are valuable. The data helps us infer the most probable truth.
And the unofficial response?
Madam Herta said, and I quote, "You can't prove that the past wasn't like this, can you?"
How exceptional. Undeniably a genius.
Madam Herta has also developed a path space for the express purpose of enhancing the resonance between trailblazers and their paths. As a trailblazer, every action you take that aligns with your path during exploration can help you to obtain path energy, leading you closer to the eons.
And what can we expect when we get closer to the eons?
Once you have sufficient path energy, you'll be able to unlock specific buffs and the chance to interact directly with the corresponding eon, thereby uncovering their part in the swarm disaster.
Okay, so we've been hearing those words a lot, but none of this feels swarmish or disastery enough to me.
Say no more. In the final domain of the 3rd plane of each exploration, Trailblazers will encounter a brand new enemy, the Swarm True Sting. True Stings have the ability to divide and create more swarms. If not dealt with promptly, the entire battlefield will eventually be overrun by the swarm. Sufficiently swarmish? Suitably disastery?
Yeah. Okay,
Prediction
that's
character
plenty.
best
Gives
దీనికి.
me the creeps just thinking about it.
Finally, upon clearing
కొత్త
Simulated
path.
Universe, the Swarm Disaster, the brand new path of propagation will be unlocked within the Simulated Universe.
What a roller coaster. That's a big update, all right.
And big updates need big rewards. Take note. Aside from Stellar Jade and numerous other materials, the Swarm Disaster rewards include 2 self-modeling resins.
Those
Okay.
things are rarer than rare. Are there really 2 up for grabs?
You better believe it. And I highly encourage Trailblazers to give it a go. Next up is the Space Station Task Force event. Revitalizing the space station
నాకు తెలిసి
is no
పర్మనెంట్
small
కావచ్చు అది
undertaking.
పర్మనెంట్
If we wanna
పర్మనెంట్ కాదు
speed things
అర్థమవుతుంది
up, we'll need to enlist the help of a task force with special permissions. Watson has lined up all the assignments that require attention. Over to you, Trailblazers. During the event, by assembling a team that meets the requirements of specific assignments, you'll be able to earn rewards such as Stellar Jade and character experience materials.
And
Oh,
as the
event,
message makes clear, there will be requests and assignments every day. It's almost impossible to finish them all.
Version 1.3 will also see the return of the Plane
Sal
of
bhai.
Fisher and Garden of Plenty
Cheppu bro.
events.
ఇదొకటే
During the respective events, successfully challenging
Oh,
the
nice.
simulated
ఇది కూడా
universe
set.
and calyxes can earn you a set amount of double rewards.
రెలిక్స్ కూడా ఈ రాదురా
At the same time, version 1.3 will unlock 2 new stagnant shadow stages, Shape of Puppetry and Shape of Abomination. The former will drop Suppressing Edict, essential
Wow.
material required for Don Hung and Bibita Lune. The latter will drop Nail of the Ape,
అబ్బా
essential
బై
material required for Fushuen.
Whoa,
ఈ
all
కోతితో
that
తలకాయ
too?
నొప్పి తెలుసా
Oh, and I'm not done with you yet. Version 1.3 system updates are just as momentous. First off, after the version 1.3 update, the Trailblaze power
బై న్యూ
cap
రిజర్వ్డ్
will be raised from 180 to 240. Exactly the amount that regenerates in a day. Once Trailblaze power maxes out, a percentage of the surplus is converted into reserved Trailblaze power.
ఓకే
So in other
240
words,
మ్యాక్స్
if you
అయినాక
forget to log on, you
ఆటోమేటిక్
won't have
రిజర్వ్
wasted
అయిపోతా
much
అంటది
Trailblaze power.
And here's something else. The 1.3 update will also bring changes to the friends and chat systems, which include being able to sort your friends. And Trailblazers not currently accepting new friend requests can choose to disable them in settings. Icing on the cake, you can now send emojis
Okay.
in chats.
Oh, at last, bring on the pom-pom
Yes.
and March 7th emojis.
Yeah.
nice.
బాగుంది బై
Fingers crossed
Great.
for some authentic boomer material.
And of course, we have the crowd favorite, Gift of Odyssey Chicken Rewards.
Logging in for 7 days gets you 10 warps. It might just be your lucky break.
Nicholas, I admire your confidence. Last but not least, Honkai Star Rail will also be a part of this year's Gamescom. What surprising updates await us? Watch this space.
ఇదేందో
Trailblazers.
గెన్షన్
Yeah.
ఏది
Let's roll out today's final redemption code.
ఓకే లాస్ట్ కోడ్ బాగుంది అప్డేట్ కానీ రేజ్ అయింది ఆటోమేటిక్ కండెన్స్ అయితే బాగుంటుంది అది లిమిట్ ఎంత మరి ఆటోమేటిక్ కండెన్స్ అయ్యేది నాకు బాగా యూజ్ అవుతుంది కానీ అది నేను రిజైన్ డైరెక్ట్ నేను స్ట్రీమ్లోనే స్పెండ్ చేయొచ్చు
All good things must come to an end, and so must today's special program. We've covered quite a bit about the 1.3 update. Any thoughts or feelings from our guests? What are you most looking forward to?
Man, so much to choose from, but for me, it's gotta be the characters. Don Hung and Bibiter Lune, Fu Xuan, and Lynx are all special in their own way. I just hope I get lucky with the warps.
And as for me, I'm super excited about the simulated universe update. The new gameplay and story aspects sound brilliant.
Yeah. Well,
Yundi.
since you guys covered the obvious, I'll go for something a little different. I feel like this version's quality of life enhancements are really good. I love the Trailblaze power cap increase and the new Reserve Trailblaze power feature. They may sound minor, but I think they'll make a big difference to the experience.
Oh, totally.
మంచిగా డే బై డే
And I'm
యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు
sure the
రెజైన్
gaming experience will
ఒకటేసారి
keep
బుక్స్కి
improving
కానీ
as the
ఫార్మింగ్
updates
మెటీరియల్స్కి
keep
కానీ
rolling. Well, that's it for the Honkai Star Rail version 1.3 special program. As always, thanks again to all you trailblazers for tuning in. And may our paths cross again soon.
Bye, guys.
Catch you later.
See you next time.
Bubble tea, bubble tea, bubble tea.
Fine.
Yeah.
పౌల్ బట్ ఇంకేమైనా ఉందా ఫ్రెండ్స్ డన్నా సో 7 o'clock అయితే నార్మల్ స్ట్రీమే 7 o'clockకి అండ్ నేను రేపటి న్యూస్ వీడియోలో మ్యాక్సిమం ఈవెంట్స్ అయితే కవర్ చేస్తే ఇంట్లో వచ్చినాయి ఓకే రేపటి న్యూస్ వీడియోలో ఇప్పుడే స్క్రిప్ట్ రాసుకుంటున్నాను బాగున్నాయి ఫీచర్స్ అయితే బాగున్నాయి బై నిజం చెప్తున్నా ఫీచర్స్ అయితే గట్టిగా ఉన్నాయి అన్నీ బ్యానర్స్ ఏంటిది రేపు వెయిట్ చేయి రేపటి దాకా వెయిట్ ఈవెంట్స్ ఎస్పెషల్ సిమ్యులేటెడ్ యూనివర్స్ ఒక్కటి నాకు అర్థం కాలేదు సిమ్యులేటెడ్ యూనివర్స్ కొత్త ఈవెంట్ వచ్చింది అది ఈవెంటా లేదంటే పర్మనెంటా మేబీ ఇట్లా అయి ఉండొచ్చు పర్మనెంటే అంటే అది ఈవెంట్ బట్ పర్మనెంట్ ఎట్లా అంటే లైక్ మనం ఒకసారి ఈవెంట్ కంప్లీట్ చేసినాక అది మనకు చూపిస్తుంది సేమ్ లైక్ మ్యూజియం ఈవెంట్ ఉంది కదా ఇంతకుముందు మ్యూజియం ఈవెంట్ ఉంది కదా దాని లెక్క మేబీ కొత్త వచ్చిన వాళ్ళందరికీ అది చూపిస్తుంది దట్స్ వాట్ ఐ థింక్ అబౌట్ దట్ ఈవెంట్ పర్మనెంట్ అయితే ఏం చెప్పలే డిజైన్ ఎస్పెషల్లీ అది బాగుంది ట్రాల్బ్లేజ్ పవర్ 240 మొత్తం హోల్ 24 అవర్స్కి 240 జనరేట్ అవుతుంది అండ్ రిజర్వ్ లిమిట్ మేబీ 240 ఉండొచ్చు నాకు తెలిసి లిమిట్ ఒక రోజు అదంతా స్టోర్ చేసుకుంటుంది మేబీ అట్లా సో ఓవరాల్ బాగానే ఉంది నేనైతే ఫూషాన్కి ఆల్ అవుట్ పోతా మొత్తం అన్ని పుల్స్ చేస్తాను జింగ్లు ఫూషన్ తర్వాత ఆలోచిస్తా వేరే ఏ క్యారెక్టర్స్కి ఫుల్ చేయాలి అని వర్క్ అవ్వట్లేవా వర్క్ అవుతాయి బ్రో ఎందుకు వర్క్ అవ్వట్లే వర్క్ అవుతాయి నేను తర్వాత ఈ స్ట్రీమ్ కింద అండ్ డిస్కౌంట్లో పెడతా రీడింగ్ కోడ్స్ టిప్స్ అండ్ ట్రిక్స్ సెక్షన్లో డిస్కౌంట్లో అండ్ ఈ స్ట్రీమ్కి పిండ్ కమెంట్లో పెడతా నేను అండ్ కమ్యూనిటీ పోస్ట్లో కూడా పెడతా సో మీరు అవన్నీ చెక్ చేయవచ్చు అక్కడ నుండి సో లెట్స్ మీట్ అట్ 7 PM టుడే ఓకే బాయ్